Beautiful. We're recording. That's what we like to see. And if you are a participant not in this main room and you want to pop in at any time, you just need to message me on the chat and just say, can you let me in? Otherwise, I won't see. Anil Kumar, I'm going to promote, if you want to come into the main room, I'm going to promote you as a panelist and you can jump in. You don't have to, you can watch on the sidelines if you wish. Beautiful. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Sarah. Lovely to see your face. And Anil Kumar, welcome. Oh, your camera doesn't seem to be working. That's okay. Okay, so I think what we'll do is we're going to get started. So as I've just let a few people know, this is being recorded. Oh, your camera is working. Oh, no, it's not. We'll figure it out. This is being recorded for YouTube for people who can't make it live, just so you're aware. If you need to jump off at any point, run to the loo, look after children, emergencies, that's absolutely fine. This is just your chance to just have an experience of what divine healing is. There's no pressure from me. We'll probably go for about an hour and 45. I tend to be quite chatty, so I'll do my best not to run over because I know you guys all have commitments and things to do. Please ask any questions as they come up. You guys can interact as much as you wish. You don't need to raise a hand. You just unmute, jump on in, ask anything. You're very, very welcome to ask any questions. And hopefully we'll have a really lovely interactive session talking about divine healing, which is my passion. It's why I run these webinars. So, I think we'll get started. And the way I normally run these is I just do a little introduction to me. Who am I? Why am I here doing this webinar? And maybe if you guys aren't feeling too shy, you can just share a little bit maybe about what drew you here, maybe where you're based, just short and sweet, so I can get a little bit of a feel for why you guys are here and what's drawing you to this webinar, apart from the title, or maybe it's the Divine Healing Training. It'd be lovely to know. And then I'm going to take you guys through a little bit of a rundown of what divine healing is. We're going to be talking a lot about worth. We might dive into the soul contracts. I'm sure you guys are a little bit familiar with that, having found the Center for Conscious Ascension. And then we're going to do a lovely experiential experience of divine healing as a group, which is always really lovely, deeply relaxing. And I don't know what's going to come up because that's how divine healing works. Always guided in the moment as to what needs clearing, releasing, activating. So we'll just see what happens, but we'll hopefully have a good chunk of time at the end to do that as well. And if you're driving, Daniel, maybe don't do the healing session. Keep your eyes on the road. I think you're in a car, I can see. Okay, so I'm going to start. I'm going to just say hi to everyone. My name's Antonia. I know Julia, she's not on camera, and that's perfectly okay. I'm not sure if I've met any of you guys before. Sarah, we might have emailed. I have a feeling I reckon we were. Yeah. So I've been the training coordinator at the Center for Conscious Ascension for about 4 years now. So I've been helping Nicolas run the trainings. I've done all of them. Apart from Divine Healing Level 5, yep, there are 5 levels. I've done the light body, I've done all the soul contract, and I really am deeply passionate about this work. So alongside supporting Nicolas and the business, I am sort of beginning to co-teach on the divine healing training. So if you guys are interested in wanting to come, you're going to see me there running you through some things. It's my passion, it's my joy. I do one-on-one sessions. I work in groups a lot, especially with divine healing. And I do a lot of soul contract work as well, which ties everything in together. The soul contract is like the framework that helps you understand all the deeper patternings going on under the surface. And that's why we have trainings for soul contract and divine healing, because when you take them together, you understand the client, you understand yourself, and then all the patterns that come up in divine healing, you're like, I get that. I know why that's there. And because we're talking about self-worth today, there's a couple of really key numbers in the soul contract, all about that, and they definitely show up in my chart. So if anyone wants to share their chart later, we can definitely pop in and have a look. Okay, Kirsten, if you want to pop into the main room, I just saw you came online. I'm going to promote you to a panelist. You just accept and you come into the main room. But if you don't want to, that's okay. Okay, lovely, you're coming in. And I might have said your name wrong. I can never say that name properly. Is it Kristen or Kirsten?
It's Kristen.
Kristen, I'll remember that. Okay, welcome. We're just
Thank you.
having a little introduction. I'm just going to get someone else. Wasp, if you want to come on in, I'm going to promote you to a panelist and you can just come on in, or you can stay in the side room if you wish as well. So I'm just going to keep an eye on people who might want to jump into the main room. And if you change your mind, just put me a message on the chat. So, Kristen, we were just doing a little introduction. What we're going to do today, just to let you know, it's recorded. We're going to pop it onto YouTube later, just so you're aware. We're going to talk about divine healing. We're going to talk about not feeling good enough, ask any questions at any point, and then we're going to do some divine healing at the end. And all you missed was me talking about myself, being a training coordinator for 4 years, running the trainings. I come and assist and co-teach on divine healing. It's my passion. And that's why I run these webinars. Nicolas has handed over the mantle to me with great trust, and I have willingly taken it. And I love to host groups like this. So if anyone is feeling brave and they want to just briefly introduce themselves and maybe what drew them here, you're very, very welcome to share. I'd love to hear maybe why you guys are here, just in a sentence. Does anyone want to share? Anyone feeling brave and encouraged? Yes, Anil Kumar. And I hope I've said your name correctly. You just need to unmute. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I was actually going through a website that came across a website and I was seeing some downloads, some activation on divine healing. I was trying to purchase, but I was not able to do so because I'm going through serious lot of issues where my whole body is twitching and kind of literally shutting down. And don't know what is even happening. It started 3 months ago after my job ended, my contract ended, and it all went to twitching. And recently, I got diagnosed with cervical spondylosis. In that, but it should not cause twitching. The whole thing. I know it can cause spasm. So don't know what is happening. So I was trying to get some download, and I was also myself interested in the training later part of it. Because I did open my own Akashic records somewhere to somebody, and I know in that lifetime I'm meant to be a healer mentor. So that part is that there's the first I need to heal, and then help others. But I don't know how to manage this because the whole thing is bent, and I don't know what is going on.
Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm very sorry to hear you're not feeling well. Um, I will hope I hope that this serves you well so you can get a lovely transmission of what divine healing is and how it might be able to
And
help
it's
you.
literally it's like this, and I
Yeah.
can't do anything.
Okay. Well, just
Uh,
make yourself as comfortable as possible for this. And let's see how you feel at the end, okay? And maybe we can do a little bit of work that will support
it
you.
literally feels like a psychic attack because when I wake up, I dance like a Godzilla.
Okay, so pretty extreme.
Yeah.
Okay. If you want to email, you can email us and we might be able to send you some recommendations. So just contact us through the website and I'll pick that up and we'll give you a little bit more tailored recommendations, okay, for this. Okay.
Email to whom? Can you put the email in the chat?
Yeah, of course I can. Yeah, if anyone's got any questions about anything, this is my email.
But I know this is all patterns are ancestral related because I saw that pattern in parents. Definitely my dad, 9 months gone, I never saw him. So it's been going since then. I've been fighting and now it eventually got me.
Oh gosh, yeah. And you know what? So we have divine healing, which is a really beautiful, powerful way of understanding patterns and conditioning, beliefs and traumas in the subconscious. Beyond that is the light body work. And the light body work is not so much healing, but awakening and activating and bringing more light into the body, which pushes out the ego and the separation patterns. And we do some really strong ancestral healing once you've done the 6 core sessions. So that's something I will email you about separately. But we'll carry on doing introductions. Thank you for sharing. and let's see how we get on, okay?
Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you for being here. And would anyone else like to share where they're from? What drew them here? Yeah, go for it, Sarah. Just gotta unmute yourself and then, yeah, you'll be good.
Can you hear me?
Yep, can hear you perfectly.
Brilliant. So I'm Sarah from Birmingham, and I came across Nicolas's book, The Soul Contract Decoded. Can you see that?
Yeah.
And I've read half the book, and it's extremely thought-provoking. And it's really encouraged me to look at certain negative, repetitive patterns that keep surfacing in my life. And I'm now 52 years old. There is going to be a time, I believe, when we transition, where we can put all of our questions to God Himself. But I would quite like to have a better quality of life. So I would like these questions answered while I'm still in a mortal body, because I really, really need to know what the hell is going on.
Yeah.
You know, I feel there's subconscious blocks because I've done everything in my power to put myself first, to be kind to myself, to meditate no end, to sit in my power no end, to work with the law of attraction. I've worked so hard independently to smash these cycles that have been really cruel. And it's like you question yourself when there's these repetitive, deeply negative cycles. You actually question, am I actually cursed? And that's a very strong statement to make, but I'm here to be really honest, because you do question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Has someone put a curse on me? Because they're like duplicate situations that keep on happening. They're repeated patterns that keep happening throughout life.
Okay, so there's a bit of a theme here. Some ancestral, some deeper stuff. Okay.
Yeah,
okay, I get it, Sarah. Thank you very much for sharing that. It's heavy, deep stuff repeating through. Yeah. Well, let's see how we go with some answers that might come up today. But it's very interesting, the theme that's already showing up with the ancestral. And I'm sure maybe that's the theme of the webinar, because often it's when people come, there's this common thread that links everyone together. So let's see how we go, Sarah, and let's see what comes up, maybe to give you a little bit of support for that in the meantime. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. Okay, would anyone else like to share? Yes, Danielle.
And I did my calculation of the soul contract through the software that I signed up for a trial version. So my question also, can you hear me?
Yes, I was just letting Danielle introduce herself.
No
worries.
No worries.
We'll just do introductions and then we'll get into it. But ask your question in a little bit. Absolutely. I just want to make sure we let everyone get a chance to speak, and then we're going to go into the presentation. Yeah.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you perfectly.
Okay. So my name is Danielle. I'm from Maryland, Baltimore, Maryland. What drew me here is that I'm just ready to stop living in the matrix, and I'm ready to live my soul contract. Like, I want to know what I want to live the life that my soul wants me to live. I'm just tired of doing things for everybody else, and I need some direction. I want to fulfill my soul's purpose. I want to feel happy in whatever I'm doing in life, whether it's helping people, whatever career. That's what I need. I just need to know what career I should be doing in order for me to feel fulfilled each and every day as I live my life, doing my daily living. That's all.
Okay, so a tall order. I'll do my best. But I totally get that, and thank you for sharing. Like, I hear you finding that purpose and feeling worthy to have it and to take it and to take up space and embody it. Do you know what your soul destiny is, Danielle, in your soul contract?
I I have that same book that the other lady have, and I did it like probably months ago, but I can't recall right now, but it's in my book. I did it a
I
long
was
time
just
ago.
curious. Yeah. So as Anil Kumar said, you can just go on the software and it does it all for you, and you get 4 free ones. So you don't have to try and do it by hand, which is very tiring and lots of mistakes. So okay, we'll come back to that. But Danielle, thank you for sharing. Lovely to have you here. And anyone else want to share? Say hello, where they're from, what drew them here. Otherwise, we'll get started. Kristen.
Hi, everyone. I'm zooming in from Boston, Massachusetts. And, the topic that was presented for this webinar is something that I think everyone can relate to. So that's very much why I'm here. I don't think that I've ever come across anyone that doesn't struggle, at least at some point in time, with am I enough? Am I good enough? And so while my struggles or challenges or issues or things that energies that I'm contending with right now may be a little bit more subtle and not showing up in very obvious physical manifestations, but there's a, kind of underlying malaise or just feeling off or low energy, which can feel I believe, just as debilitating as, a more physical, painful manifestation, in that it's easy to just dismiss and push yourself on and say it's nothing. And that's sort of the energy that I'm wanting to release, to, not dismiss when I know that something is not quite right within me and out of alignment. So that's why I'm here.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. And as you said, that malaise, that kind of under the surface kind of discontent or disquiet, can just be just as painful and soul crushing as bigger stuff that happens. And what I love about divine healing is often we can't actually figure it out with our minds what is wrong. So we go in circles and loops. And we go into a lot of self-blame and self-judgment, thinking that it's something we're not doing or we should do. Whereas actually there's often much subtler undercurrents. And I call them currents. The way I describe divine healing is like diving under the ocean. So we're in a boat and we think we're in command of we think we're in control of where we're sailing in the ocean. But actually we have very deep currents pulling and pushing us. And with divine healing, we put on our diving gear and we go down into the depths to see what those currents are, to bring them up into the surface of our consciousness and to clear them. And you clear them with awareness and with willingness. And we're going to talk about this in a little bit. So it's lovely to have you here and thank you for sharing. And Kiara, I think you just popped in. I didn't see you. I'm going to promote you to a panelist if you want to come into the main room. Otherwise, you can stay as a participant. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to get into the main thing. Okay, that's fine. You stay there. That's no problem. Okay, right. Let's get into this a little bit, shall we? Okay, we'll do more on this. Let's get rid of this. Bear with me while I move lots of boxes around and pull up. Okay, so let's make sure I can see all of you guys. I think that works. Actually, I'm going to reconfigure my little box. Okay, perfect. So hopefully everyone can see what I'm looking at. I know everyone asked that in Zoom. I'm sure you all can. Feel free to ask questions at any point about anything we're talking about. And we'll just sort of skip around a little bit. So in Divine Healing, we teach you on the training to follow something called the spiritual signature. And the spiritual signature is the signature of your soul, the signature of the universe that always shows you what is the next best thing. So the way I run these webinars is by following the spiritual signature. So often I will skip around a little bit in order to share. I'm actually going to go down to that slide now, because this is a really, really big thing. So we have two paths that we can follow in life. We have the path of the ego. And the path of the ego, the tiny, tiny little ego mind, is often that sailor on the boat trying to control everything, trying to control the weather, trying to control the storms, trying to control the currents, not realizing the vastness of the soul and spirit that is far greater and more knowing. So when we follow the path of the ego, this is often the path of suffering and struggle, resistance, lack, and limitation, all those lovely things that I'm sure we've all experienced. And what we do in divine healing is all about leaning back and letting go. So on the training, you're learning, but it's a transmission. You're really just absorbing the transmission of what this work is. And we teach you to lean back, relax, and follow the flow, not just for sessions, but in life. That's what divine healing is all about. Following the spiritual signature and your soul's path. So Danielle, you were talking about, I want to follow my soul's path. I want to go find the career that I love. I want to follow my soul destiny. Often the way to do that is actually leaning back, not leaning forward. And when we do that, we start to always follow the next best thing in that moment, not from the mind level and the ego level of control and fear and lack and worry and lack of self-worth and all those lovely things, but from a deeper knowing within us. And we don't always get it right the first time. We go up, we go down, we go up. And aeroplanes in the sky have this amazing alignment system. And when they are flying from A to B, they have something called a course correction system. So if they drift off to the left, they get course corrected. They drift off to the right, they get course corrected. And that's what following the spiritual signature is all about, leaning back, trusting, letting go. And this is really what divine healing is all about. And I'm going to take you guys into a little bit of an introduction of it first of all, because it's one of those things that people don't quite know what it is. So we're going to talk about not feeling good enough and where that voice comes from, because it affects everyone. It affects me. I know it affects everyone here, everyone watching. It's one of the most common separation programs we have in this lifetime, not feeling good enough to be here, not feeling good enough to take up space, not feeling good enough to be seen by the world, not feeling good enough to do what we want to do and follow our dreams. But really, how does it show up and why does it have such a grip? Why do these programs have such a strong grip on our lives? Why do they hold us back so deeply? And how does divine healing work to release it? And of course, we're going to do a little bit of a healing so you guys can get a lovely experience of that. So what is divine healing? Divine healing was created by Nicolas, David Ngan, who wrote the book Your Soul Contract Decoded, and Almira Haller, who is the founder of the sister company, the Center for Love and Enlightenment. And they used to be married. And Almira channeled divine healing with a few others when she was married to Nicolas, and they both needed a tool to help them work through some challenges in their marriage. And they always share this, so they've given me permission to share this story. They both have nines in their soul contract. And if you know what a 9 is all about, it's big power, big disempowerment. So if you have 9 showing up in your karma, your goals, your soul destiny, even your talents, there may be a level of disempowerment. And when you've got 2 people in a marriage, or maybe a parent and a child, and they both got karmic 9s clashing, it's like 2 dragons going at each other. And so they needed a system to try and clear some of that karmic fire and heat. And so divine healing was quite divinely channeled through, like a lot of things are channeled through, you know, if you know about human design, channeled through all of this beautiful work. It comes through source and through the human being. We are the vessel for creative energy to flow through. And ultimately, divine healing is multidimensional. So we're not just working in this dimension when we're doing a clearing. We're not just working in this lifetime, we're going to past lives, future lives, because in reality, time is not linear. It's just one fluid flow. It's a bit much for our minds to grasp sometimes, but we exist everywhere at the same time. And so we work on other realities, other lifetimes, other universes. So it goes really lovely and deep. And that's the beauty of this. And ultimately with divine healing, we're here to open our hearts more and open more to grace. It's like a softening and an expansion and a release all at the same time. And it's very simple, surprisingly simple, very quick and very accurate. And on the 4-day training, we always say the training is like a transmission. You are not learning academically, you're just becoming. You're becoming the divine healing work. We teach you how to lean back. We teach you how to be accurate, not just when you do it on yourself, but when you do it on others. And it's based on ask and you shall receive. So you know that beautiful law, universal law of ask and receive. It's the law of everything. And that's what we do. We do a lot of spoken commands. And what I love is instead of trying to be the sailor on your boat, trying to control everything around you, divine teaches you that you can never be in control, but you can always be in command. And what that means is you can be in command of your vessel. You can know it inside out. You can wear a life jacket. You can tighten sails. You can stay calm and respond to life rather than react. Because that's the trick. When we constantly react, that is when things get really messy. And let me pull that one up because this is going to show you. Haha. We're all going to be very familiar with this. The cycle of negative experiences. So we have a negative experience. A parent criticizes us, for example. I'm sure we've all experienced that. And then we normally react from our ego self. Grief, fear, anger, stress, shock, anything like that. And what happens is that reaction emits a vibration out into the universe. That then creates our reality. And that then creates the negative experience. And so on and so forth. And we're unconscious as all of this happens. It's just happening under the surface of our consciousness. And so what we do in divine healing is we become very conscious. And we do this with the flame of consciousness. This is my little diagram of the flame. So when we have a negative experience, we begin to observe and we begin to feel much more aware of what pattern is playing out because it's not unconscious anymore. We've seen it, we've pulled it out, we've examined it, we felt it in our body and we've cleared it. And that consciousness then emits a different vibration out. So we don't react from our ego, we respond. We respond with knowing, with trust, with awareness, with calm. That changes your reality 100%. And you know, there's some brilliant people who speak about this a lot better than I can. You know, masters of this kind of work. But ultimately, that's what healing is. And we're not going to do all these slides, don't worry. We're not going to get through them all. But we'll do as many as we can. So ultimately, this is self-empowering. This is self-empowering work. I know myself, I trust myself, I believe in myself. That is all so empowering. It's very gentle. You're going to feel how gentle it is when we do it shortly. Very gentle. And I work with all my clients online, but you can work with them in person if you wish. and you can work on yourself. And if you are someone who loves self-awareness and loves to work on yourself, then this is a beautiful tool. I sit down, every few weeks with my divine healing folder, and I work on patterns and programs, and I do the release myself. And once you take the training, you can just go straight into working with clients. And what I love is helps you reconnect with the truth of all that you are, because we forget. We come down to earth and we forget. We forget how powerful we are. We forget how worthy we are. We forget how incredibly talented and powerful we are. We are co-creators. And ultimately, here's source in the 12th dimension. And our soul comes from source. On an out breath, we are created down here in the 3rd dimension, this very physical, dense reality that we found ourselves in. And it can feel very alienating to a lot of us who land here and we're like, why is Earth so tough? Why do we struggle so much? But the thing is, Source wanted to know itself, and that's why it densified into this band of realities we call Earth. And we came down in separation in order to remember the truth of who we are. We came all the way down to have a human experience. And as we have a human experience, we're here to come all the way up and remember that we're not actually human. We're Source in a human body. And so the purpose of divine healing is to reopen that channel of remembering. Oh, yes, I'm Source, I forgot. Ah, yes, I'm a co-creator of my reality, I forgot. So we're here to get back to the knowingness, that remembering, that knowing, that, that ego mind is like that struggling, paddling, frantic duck on the surface of the water, trying to control everything. And the depth within us is vast. And so if we want to, and not everyone does, we have the free will choice. And you guys are all here coming to this webinar. So I have a feeling that you are all very, very on it with your healing journey, because you wouldn't be here otherwise. So you are actively engaging in this, and that's a beautiful thing. So, as I said, we get disconnected from Source, and we pick up layers and layers and layers of beliefs and conditioning and traumas, all in our subconscious, not conscious of them, that disconnect us to the inner truth of I am worthy, I'm love, I'm whole, I'm spirit, I'm divine, I'm purposeful, I'm a co-creator, whatever it is. All these thick layers. Imagine the truth is us completely naked. And as we go through life, especially as a child and other lifetimes, we put on layers and layers of clothing, and they build up and build up. And so we can't even get to the essence of who we are anymore. So covered up. And that's really what happens. And looking at the soul contract is a really beautiful way to actually see, well, what are those patterns of disconnection that is showing up? And what we say is there's normally three separation patterns. This is kind of Nicolas who came up with this, and I completely agree with them. And you guys are going to feel into which one feels like you, or maybe a little bit of all of them. So abandoned by God, I've been left here to suffer. I have been abandoned here. I can't get home. I must have done something wrong. Everything's going wrong for me. It must be by design. All my karma, I must have done something bad to deserve it. So I don't know if anyone resonates with that one in particular. Yes, Anil Kumar, you got that one. Okay, beautiful. Let's go on to the next one. Mistrust. I'm not supported in life. I have been similar to abandoned, but this is a very stuck energy of nothing's gonna work out for me. Why, I shouldn't be here. It's a very big disconnection from spirit. This kind of like denial, pushing it away. Does anyone resonate with that one?
I think to a degree that the second statement resonates with me to a degree.
Beautiful. Yeah.
I know I'm here for very good reason, and I am the mothership in support of my family.
Yeah.
So, and I know I do a really the best job I can as a mothership.
Yeah.
And I really love myself, given my strength and endurance and huge courage.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's difficult because when you know that you're doing your very best, it's just frustrating when it doesn't seem good karma comes back to you. The struggle just gets harder and harder and harder and harder.
Yeah. I hear you. You're stuck in that muddy.
It's just
Yeah.
it is. The struggles that I dealt with in life are relentless, and I you know, I do not class myself to be a victim, but I can sound like one.
Yeah.
But I know in my heart I'm not a victim. I am a warrior. I am that bison. I truly do love myself for that. But you know, there's a saying goes, what you reap, thy sow. You know, if you do good onto others, it will come back, you know, positively.
Yeah.
You know, not that we give to receive, but it would be nice to just have, you know, a ray of light, like just, you know, just to come into the distance at times. And it's just, you know, the hardship. And I'm one of millions. I'm certainly not alone, but it would just be nice just to be able to breathe in peace.
Yeah. Have a little bit of a breather from the heaviness. Yeah, I hear you.
It's not issues with me, it's issues that my family members are going through. And
Okay, so yeah, it's a complex one, and it's really good that you've shared that, Sarah. Thank you for bringing it up, because sometimes we can be really conscious of the beliefs that we have about life, about ourselves, about the world, about who we are, and sometimes we can be really unconscious of them. And there's a chart in Divine Healing. I'm going to show you guys this chart. This is a really big one, and I work on it quite a lot. So this is Divine Healing Level 1 contents. You can have a little scan through. One of the ones I use a lot is the hidden subconscious ego agenda. Now, this comes up nearly every session with a client, more than once. It's my favorite chart. Maybe we'll do it today. And these are hidden ego agendas under the surface. And they're things like wanting something to feel a certain way, or hiding the truth, or there can be a conflict or something underneath that the ego is trying to get, but we're not conscious that that is running under the surface. So that's quite an interesting one, because we can be conscious to a certain degree. And what we like to say is, and actually I'm going to show you this. This is a great diagram. If I can find it. La, la, la. Here it is. So divine healing clears the things we aren't conscious of, Sarah. So what we say is 1% is what we know. I know that I like to hide and not show myself too much on social media because I'm really scared of judgment and what people think of me. I am so aware of that. Got lots of 7s in my soul contract. But there's also things what I know I don't know. There's also other patterns running under the surface that I am sure are there, but I don't know what they are. That's 1%. And then 98% is what I don't know, I don't even know. So we are vast, we are deep. And so we can be conscious of what's operating to a very small degree, and vastly unconscious of what's not operating. So what we say in Divine Healing is you can get to about 80% of the programs working on yourself. Let me show you. This is my manual. Oh, I've got 4 levels in here. You can tell it's nice and chunky. And each level has 27 charts, or 26 charts. But then when you've got the deep stuff, and I'm talking about soul level programming, addiction chart, you don't even have to have addiction, or we all have them. But addictions are very, very deep and complex. There's all sorts of programming going on underneath. And it's not just one thing. So we think, oh, there's one reason for this being a certain way. Things are hooked in. So there's a fear linked to a past trauma, linked to a past life, death, linked to a hidden ego agenda, linked to a hidden conflict. And it's like this little chain, this web. And in divine healing, either we do it on ourselves or a practitioner does it on us. We are dismantling that web, that whole belief system. We're dismantling it line by line of code by line of code, because it's just a program. So that's what I wanted to share. That we can be aware to a degree and not aware to another. But Sarah, thank you very much for bringing that up, because that's a really big thing a lot of people feel of, why is it so hard? Why am I stuck in the mud of life? I'm exhausted, I'm tired. What the hell's going on? And divine healing is something that gives you answers along with the soul.
And that's why I mean, I know we're live across the whole world, and this is my really, really private, intimate stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm prepared to make that small sacrifice to help others, because I know there's millions of us on this planet who feel like I do. And, you know, it needs to be raised. And, you know, it's my opportunity to radiate some love and light and empathy to others who can.
We appreciate that, Sarah. Thank you.
Empathize with me, you know. So it's really important that I've raised what I have today. I felt really compelled to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for sharing. Anil Kumar, you had a question?
Yes, I had a question. I know you said when you come on this earth, we come on this earth like literally separate from the source. Is that what we come on this earth because we are born in the mother's womb, which is darkness, and that's where we land on this earth as the third dimension.
Yeah.
And why is that in first place? Because are we here to suffer, or we are actually here to connect to the source at some part later when we go through the suffering as part of a soul contract?
Yeah. So this is a good diagram for that. So the lotus flower and the mud are one. The mud is the emotional separation. I'm separate from source. I'm unworthy. I'm not deserving. I've been abandoned, whatever it is. We're here to grow through the mud, that separation, and come back into wholeness. The reason that we're here, the reason that we landed in separation, is we're not here to be punished. We're not here to suffer, even though it feels that way for many of us. We are actually here for source to know itself, looking through our eyes and having a human experience of what does separation feel like. And we're here to work through that separation, which is the mud, as Sarah said, the darkness, the heaviness, the stickiness, and grow out into the other side and reconnect back with that knowing, back with that remembrance of who we are. Okay, does that answer your question?
So for that aspects, we are here to go through a soul evolution where we literally born into the mud, and then we have to some point where we suffer so much, we have to learn some tools to get back to the source.
Yeah, we're here to become conscious. We're here to break through the illusion of who we are. And that illusion is called the ego mind. It's like a glass ceiling, and it's an illusion that keeps us separate, small, disconnected. We asked for it. That's how our body is made. We said we want ego to come in to keep us in separation. Our ego mind. Our ego mind lives in the mud. And we're here to break through and come through into consciousness, into awareness, into enlightenment eventually. But not many of us reach enlightenment in this lifetime. We do our best.
I had always asked my mentor, mindset mentor, he was not able to answer. Why are some people or some kids born with leukemia or cancer? What is it that they did that they landed on the earth with cancer? Why?
People have been trying to answer that question for a very long time. I would say it's the soul lesson. It's a soul lesson. And we're not here to necessarily try and understand it I don't think people can understand that. You know, why do people suffer so much compared to others? My understanding is it's the soul lesson. Okay. So I'm going to move on.
Yeah.
I'm going to move
I don't
on
know.
because we've got a bit more to cover. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I know it's a really complex one. And Nicolas is much better at answering these deep, complex questions than I am. So you might want to come on to his next soul contract webinar, maybe in July. But he would say the same thing, I think. It's a soul lesson. And it's not for us to know. It's up to that soul to know. Okay, so final separation program. I'm not worthy of God's love. I'm not good enough. And that holds us back from believing in ourselves and following our dreams. And I'm sure this might resonate with a few of you as well. This is quite a big one. I think, Kristen, you said something a little bit similar like that, didn't you? Yeah. Not feeling good enough. And that can affect all areas of our life, from the relationships we end up in, to the work that we do, to the experiences that we have in our life. This is a really big one. And if you know your soul contract, this is the energy of 3 and the energy of 4. And let's talk about it. Not feeling good enough to show up in life. So the energy of 3 and the energy of 4 in the soul contract. So you could have a 3-3, a 12-3, or a 21-3. You could have a 4-4, a 13-4, or a 22-4. Now I've got a couple of 12-3s in my chart. And the way it shows up for me is 3s are here to feel worthy of being seen and sharing their gifts with the world. So they can initially feel really shy and not want to come out of hiding, not want to be seen. And it can be paralyzing, that shyness. And if you've got 7s as well, 7s don't want to be seen either. So it's a real combination of them. The 3s are here to really remember their worth. But initially they won't. So they won't want to charge for their services. They won't try and get a good salary. Oh God, I've been there so many times. They won't know their worth, and so they won't ask for it. They might be in relationships that, again, keep them out of knowingness of their wonder. It affects them in all areas of their life, but normally it's to do with not feeling good enough to be seen and to share themselves with the world. Now, the 4's a little bit different. The 4s are more like, the 4s are based on, I'm not worthy of God's love. It's a little bit different, quite strong, that one. I'm not worthy of God's love. I'm not worthy to receive, and therefore I block the flow of abundance. I block the flow of love. So 4s, I see you laughing, Kristen. Do you have some 3s and 4s in your chart? What do you got hanging in there?
Yeah. Well, my soul destiny is 12-3.
Welcome to the club. So is mine. Lovely.
Yeah. And physical goals are also 12-3.
Okay.
Spiritual goals are 13-4, and physical karma is 4-4.
Oh, so you've got all of them.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's just throw an 8-8 in the spiritual karma.
That's so that I've got the same spiritual karma as you. I've got 8-8 as well. So that's that can be so this is an interesting one, what you've just shared. So when we've got 3s and 8s sometimes don't want to feel. And they will sometimes not quite know how they feel because they're often trying to numb it out. Because the 8s can feel like, oh my God, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be on earth. I feel trapped. This is too much. I'm just going to try and disconnect from feeling. So divine healing is amazing for 8s, speaking from experience. And the 3s, Kristen, the 3s will try and numb out that feeling of unworthiness by staying really busy. And I don't know if you resonate with that. Sometimes 3s will just not quite know how they feel. And so that feeling will just sit under the surface and they won't quite know what it is. And so they can't work on it and they can't clear it. And it just is a bit annoying. I don't know if you resonate with that, but happens.
Yeah, that feels like a familiar loop for me.
Yeah.
For sure.
So in divine healing, there's a lovely chart we do for this. I just saw someone messaged in the chat. Yes, I'm gonna do the recording of this. Yeah, don't worry. I'll send it to you after. So one of the best charts I love to work on is this chart, main low frequency programs. Let's go to it actually. This is for identifying low frequency energy that's just sat under the surface and we don't know what it is and why it's there. Is that going to let me go there? Oh no, because I'm not in the right one. There we go. Okay. So in divine healing, we use a system called number mapping, which means that we pick a number, 1 to 21. We just let it drop in. We teach you how to do this. You let the number drop in. So say you get a 7. You go down to 7. And these are all low frequency energies that are sat under the surface. And then I pick a number 1 to 4 and I get 3. And 3 is grief. An energy of grief sitting under the surface. I didn't pick that up for you, Kristen. It might be yours, but I just wanted to demonstrate this is how we get to the root of a feeling. And we call this a main low frequency energy because it's low frequency and it's not quite in our awareness. And so we're just feeling into it. And so what you do with the client or you do it with yourself, you get them to feel it. And we're going to do this process anyway, so you guys get a good experience of it. But it's bringing it into your awareness. Oh my God, and you get them to, you talk about it with your client and you're like, you know, do you resonate with this? And they're like, you know what? Yeah, I do actually. I feel sad because I lost my job, or it doesn't even have to be that big. I lost my identity when I became a mum and I've lost who I am. It could be something from 15 years ago. It could be something from yesterday, but the client will always know. You will always know. And then you just bring it up into your awareness and you feel it. And this is a beautiful chart for 3s and 8s. Just getting conscious of the stuff under the surface, very gentle. And we feel it. Because in divine healing, it's not just talking and information, it's about feeling. So I'm just going to go down a little bit. So what we do in divine healing is when someone comes to us or when we're working on ourselves, they need to have a willingness, desire, and courage. I want to work on myself. You don't want to work with, and you probably won't ever, work with people who don't want a session. Why are they there? Because they, you know, we either want to take responsibility for ourselves or we don't. Yeah, it's that victim mentality of it's all, nothing's my responsibility. We don't use the word fault, but it's very much my ability to respond. I do have the ability to respond. So taking responsibility is not blame, it's not fault, it's not judgment. It's an acknowledgement of, wait, I may be playing a little bit of a role in what's happening to me. Not all the role, but a little bit of the role. And then as I just showed you, we identify the issue. We go on to, we come into the main low frequency chart, maybe we're guided there. We find that energy of grief, and that's the energy. We're going to have self-awareness of this energy of grief under the surface. And then we're going to get, whether we're working on ourselves or a client, well, let's bring some consciousness to it. Let's bring some feeling to it. Because what you can feel, you can heal. Come into the body and you feel it. The mind will try and distract all the time. And so when you're giving divine healing, the client's lying down flat, eyes shut, really relaxed. And we go through the divine healing process, which is all about feeling and the command to release it. And it's amazing, the release that comes, not just a physical release with yawning, movement, energy tingles, emotion can come through very strongly. It could be laughter, tears. I find a lot of yawning happens because it's that energy release. And that's really the essence of what healing, divine healing is. Now, when it's not possible, no willingness or desire to heal. I don't want to take responsibility. It's everything's happening to me and it's everyone else's fault around me. Or when we're really numbed out. So those numb out energies, 3s and 8s, I've got both of them. A lot of them in my common name as well. When we don't want to face into the issue. And often the one thing that keeps us really stuck when it comes to healing is the shame we hold about a part of us that we cannot bring in, we cannot integrate, we cannot embrace. And that shame is our shadow. And we can only work on our shadow. We do a lot of shadow work in level 4. We can only work on our shadow when we have a sufficient amount of self-love in order to acknowledge the shadow without guilt or shame or blame. So when we're emotionally a bit frozen, it's either because we're not taught how to feel our emotions by our parents. That can happen.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. You know, it's not safe, or we were never taught, or we were never shown how to process and be present with our emotions. That can really happen. And as I said, shame, judging the self. And when we judge ourselves, it locks the program in like an invisible cage. If there's a program of I'm not good enough, and we really judge ourselves for it, I should be better than this, I should know better, I'm into healing, why can't I clear this? That is an invisible cage of judgment, and it just locks it in. So in divine healing, we're always bringing awareness with clients or with ourselves. How are we judging ourselves in this moment? And can we release that? And as we release judgment, we soften into self-compassion. So what I'll do is I'll just bring you up here. This is my definition of healing. Releasing shame and self-judgment, number 1. It's the biggest thing. Releasing all those parts of us that were told or conditioned or believed through our parents, through society, through other lifetimes, that we weren't good enough, that we don't belong, that it's not safe, we're not worthy. And then we feel it, and we invite in greater levels of self-awareness and self-compassion. And knowing the soul contract is a massive part of self-awareness. You know, oh, I get it now. I've got those 9s in my karma. I've had a hell of a lot of disempowerment in my life. There's a reason for it. My soul came in to learn what disempowerment felt like in order to come out of fear and resistance of my power and step back into it. Not by doing what others have done to me and exerting my power and dominating my power onto others, but actually coming into my power with integrity, with love. It's totally different. Another understanding, you know, if you've got karmic 8s, like me and Kristen, 8s come in not wanting to connect with others, not wanting to connect with their emotions, not wanting to land on earth and land in their bodies. And when we soften into that, you know, 8s are actually here to connect with people. It's a beautiful, soft energy that can go very deep into feeling what they have within them and what others have within them. But it's all about overcoming the tiptoeing on eggshells around other people's emotions, and about fully landing in the body and being really present and putting up really healthy boundaries. Breaking down boundaries within yourself and putting up boundaries against others. And ultimately, we can't leap into self-love and self-worth. That is an impossible leap. We have to start somewhere smaller. So we start with accepting ourselves. I accept the part of me that I don't yet love. I accept the parts of me that I really struggle with. And then we embrace them, bring them in. And then we can learn to love them. And as we do this, we can accept, embrace, and love others. Always starts with us first. Divine healing gives us access to this level of awareness. And that's so powerful. I love that so much. So we're jumping all over the place. We're going to come back here. And I just want to hear maybe from, if someone wants to share, or a couple of you guys want to share, you know, how does not feeling good enough show up for you? Because this is my little list that I wrote. This is stuff that happens with me. I love a self-sabotage, especially when things are going well. That inner belief of I'm not worthy of that will stop me in my tracks when something good is happening. I will procrastinate. I will not finish something even though I know it's good for me. I have in the past, and maybe I still do, I undercharge. I don't feel financially worthy of being paid Because our relationship with abundance is a mirror of our relationship to ourselves. If we are not financially abundant, it is because of the relationship we have with our world. They're intricately linked, they mirror each other. The more we love ourselves, the more we feel worthy to receive, and the more abundant we are. They are two sides of the same coin, worth and abundance, especially with those fours. When we are struggling to know our worth, we can really overgive. I must give, I must give, I must give in order to receive. Or I must give because other people deserve it more than me. I don't have time to rest. I don't have time to self-care. I don't have time to give to myself because other people need it more than me. Putting other people first is beautiful, but it's a balance, it's a harmony. And we can come out of harmony sometimes, giving, giving, giving. But we have to feel worthy to receive, receive, receive. It cannot be one without the other. It has to be a harmonious flow of giving and receiving. And when it's out of balance, we feel drained, we feel exhausted, we feel resentful, we feel taken advantage of. But we're the one doing it. So ironic. And it's very hard to receive support. It can be really hard, really receiving help and support. We can absolutely get stuck in comparison and failure orientated mindset. Oh, it's not going to work out. It's no point. They do it way better than me. What's the point of even starting? And the thing is, everyone has such a beautiful, unique gift to bring out to the world. And Danielle, I know you were talking about that. I just wanted to ask, do you have anything that you feel holds you back from actually stepping into doing what you want to do? Not that I don't want to put you on the spot because you mentioned that. I was just curious if you know there's something that you want to do.
I want to do something helping people. As far as like healing them, I just don't know what it is.
You just don't know what it is. What do you enjoy? That's the thing. You always got to start with what you enjoy, what brings you, makes you feel
I
really
like stuff
alive.
like this.
Yeah.
I like stuff like this, opening up people's eyes, helping them to realize who they are, and helping them just to navigate through life. And right now, my weakness is like financial, learning what I could do to earn money. I know I want to be an entrepreneur doing something. I want to own my own business, but I also want to create something where I can pass it down to my children and they can pass it on to their children. Like, I just want generational wealth to flow through my family. But I know it's something that is probably something that haven't been created yet, and that it's up to me to create it so that I can pass it on to generation to generation. But I just need some guidance. I need guidance, spiritual connection to help me create, because I'm a creative person, but I just don't know what. I just need help, spiritual help. My angels to help me and guide me.
I hear you. Do you want us to look at your chart and just see what numbers are showing up there, if you're happy to?
I looked up my chart and I screenshotted it, shot it. I don't know if I could share it with you. Let's see.
Do you want to just give me your name? Because I'm a little bit curious about this, because you're talking about generational wealth, and because wealth and worth are completely connected. All I need is your birth certificate name, and we can just see what's going on in there.
It's Danielle Pamela Myrtle Watson. I have 4 names, 2 middle names.
Myrtle, how do you spell?
MYRT
MYRTLE.
MYRLE.
Did I spell that all right? Yeah.
Yeah. MYRTLE. Yes.
Okay. So in the soul contract, and I just want to show you guys this because the soul contract is so deeply connected to this work. I'm going to take my name out. We don't need to look at my name. Okay. Oh, we got another spiritual karmic 8 coming in to feel all your stuff in this lifetime. So you got 10 ones, and this is all about being of service. So that drive to help people feel conscious and aware, that's a 10-1 energy. I want to be of service. I want to, this is spirit coming down and having a real human experience. And you're here to be
Yes.
great integrity. And this little lovely one, this is like being that lovely, strong foundation for others, that stable, strong foundation. And with your 11-2, you're here to build. 11-2 is a builder energy. So building systems, building structures. But in order to build, you have to believe. So you have to believe how to build, but you can build in a way that works for you and not how it works for other people.
Right. Yep.
So
And that's what I struggle with.
Yeah, 11-2s can get a little bit lost in the systems and the structures, and they think, I want to do it my way, but I don't know how to do it. And they can lose a little bit of belief in themselves. So you're here to build. This is such a builder energy in a way that works for you. That's building. So build it in a way that not how anyone else does it, but how you do it.
Right.
And you got 5s and 14 5s. 14 5s are multidimensional mirrors for other people, showing them things that they can't see within themselves. It's a very beautiful
Right.
energy.
Yes.
I'm sure you're aware of that sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Kristen, you had a question.
Yeah, I was fascinated by this use of, eliminating the middle names to see how the chart differs. Since I go by a married name, I've always wondered how that has sort of maybe brought me off my path or off my contract. So anyway, I just thought this was super fascinating to look at it through both lenses.
Thank you for sharing. Yeah, so this is kind of what we call a birth relationship reading. So we have the soul contract, which is the core energy of someone's life. But then the soul has other names that come in, commonly used names. So I have 2 middle names as well. I don't use them. So we say this carries quite a strong energy. We never know how much, depends how much a person resonates with it. And then, of course, you've got married names. Now, especially for women, when we get married, huge dynamics change. I had a client once who got married and all this 6 energy came in her chart. And 6 is about stuckness and creativity and frustration and scatteredness and not being able to focus. And she was like, that's my whole marriage. And it was just everything. So the soul journey works in this direction. And when you have a business and you have a business name, that is also, you have 3 energies of a business. It doesn't look like this. You have a foundation and you have I can't remember now. You have basically 3 aspects of what the business name does. But again, your business is a container for your soul to keep working through. So everything's connected, nothing's by chance. So yeah, it's worth looking at all of them. And if any of you have 5s, 5s are here to be pioneers. They're here to speak the truth, that you've got to get grounded. So Danielle, I would say to you, 5s and 8s are here to get very grounded. Oh, you've got another 5 here. A pioneering energy at the forefront of new stuff, but you are here to get very grounded and allow those ideas to come through and be very patient as they do and work with them, because often 5s will have loads of ideas, big dreamers, very inventive, very imaginative, but they're here to really focus and get grounded and become very manifest in this life. So 5s can be really floaty and wonderful. Maybe you resonate with that. but you're here to put your feet on the ground and be like, right, I'm on earth now. I'm not spirit floating around on the astral plane. I'm on earth and I'm here to do stuff. And I'm here to step into my voice and make things real through the spoken word and by the written word.
Yes.
Okay. And look, you're going to be of service again with your 10-1 here in your spiritual talent. Very, very beautiful. And it's all about coming into integrity, this energy as well. Yeah, so and 14, 13, 4, you're here to feel worthy to receive the flow of abundance. That's the 4 in your soul destiny. You're here to feel worthy of God's love in order to receive the flow, knowing that it will always come. And this is about leading back. It will always come. I'm always provided for. I'm worthy of being provided for. So yeah, you guys can see then in your charts different self-worth shows up in different places. So, for example, the 11-2s are here to believe in themselves. And their self-worth journey is about, I can do it. I know I can do it. I can build it. I don't need to rely on other people. I can do it myself. You know, the fives are here to assert themselves. Their self-worth journey is sometimes being in not so great and not such healthy situations. Sometimes it can be abusive relationships. It can be something else where their power is squashed and their voices are squashed. Maybe in childhood, and they're here to open their voices back up and feel worthy of taking up space to speak and create and make things manifest. And 8s are here to feel worthy to put up boundaries. No, I don't want to deal with your stuff. My God, the boundaries in 8s are a really big one. 8s feel like they always have to give to others. I've always got to look after everyone around me, especially with the 10-1s as well. I've always got to give. Always got to take responsibility. And actually, sometimes we're here to take responsibility for ourselves first and foremost. It all starts with us. Yeah, so Anil Kumar, you can read the book, Your Soul Contract Decoded, and it will tell you all the meanings. Or you might want to order a soul contract report, which actually writes it out for you, which is very handy. Let me get that up and I'll show you. Does all the heavy lifting, so you don't have to do it yourself and read the whole book, although that can be a fun journey in itself. So you can get a summary report, which is quite short and sweet, but really it's the full report. I'll show you what it looks like. So this is a sample, Michael William Sampson. And it's basically a lovely sort of 122-page summary of this soul contract. If we skedaddle down a little bit, you know, it goes into recommendations for working through different aspects of your chart. Oh yeah, with the 11-2s, release others' imprints. You're here to clear dysfunction that's not yours, but that probably comes from the family. So if you've got an 11-2 in your chart, you're clearing other people's stuff. So this is what a report does. You can download a sample on the website. So it's just reports, and it'll take you through it. So what we're going to do now, is there anything else I wanted to share before we do the group healing? All I was going to say was, as I said, healing is multidimensional. But where do all these layers come from? So they come from, as we've seen, the soul contract, very strong. Your soul contract is what your soul chose to work through in this lifetime. It's not lesson, it's not punishment, it is opportunity. You move through the challenge, which is the mud, and you come into the potential, which is the lotus flower. And it can feel a little bit sticky, but divine healing makes it easier. Divine healing goes into the mud with you. Let's clear it. So you can come through into the potential of your energies in your soul contract. That's all the soul wants. And of course, as I just said, we have a lot of inherited ancestral and parental programs that get imprinted on us. Whatever our parents have not worked through in their soul contracts, would you know it, it comes straight into ours.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Sarah. We pick up a lot of our parents' stuff. And it's okay. It was all designed that way. But yeah, there can be a lot of ancestral stuff coming through the line. And of course, this is a really big one, unprocessed emotional trauma. You know, we've all been conditioned by society. It's a weakness to show emotion. We aren't shown how to emotionally process. There's no space, there's no time, there's no love. But trauma, when it gets stored in the body, it sits there. It doesn't disappear. And in level 2, we have level 1 as well, we have a beautiful trauma release chart. Level 1 and level 2, because we know how important it is to clear trauma out of the body from past situations, present situations. Then we've got past lives. And the past life death chart is a lovely one. I'm going to show you guys that one because it's not always about past life deaths. but often there can be, that's good. When we die in a different incarnation, it leaves a scar on the soul, type of scar, and we can carry that sort of imprint with us. So I remember when I did this, I got the past life death of, I think I was being in a concentration camp or something. I could viscerally feel it. And I had a client, and we were working through this, and we found that she had a past life death in the trenches. And she got transported, and this has never happened before, right back there. She could feel it. She went very deep in this. It was very emotional for her. But it shows you when you have the key that fits the lock, everything opens, and that was her key. And it was massive. And she said to me, she could never watch war films. Never. It was her absolute. She'd storm out the room. She couldn't handle them. And we did a little bit of other light body work around this. It was all very connected in her past, but it can go very deep, this. Hidden energetic imprints on the soul level. So the soul carries programming. The physical body carries programming. The emotional body carries programming. Spiritual body. So this is more level 4 divine healing. There's 4 levels, but we work on a lot of soul programming, interference, attachments. And yes, interference, speaking of interference, we're going to do this chart anyway. I've got the feeling to do interference. Is clearing out stuff that gets lodged in our energy fields that we pick up from other people, that come into our energy fields when we go through serious trauma, grief, stress, fear. It's just low energy entities that come in. Don't need to fear them, they're just there. And so we clear them. And they can come in particular places like hospitals. There's a lot of low energy, supermarket, low vibrational places that you just feel when you're there. Then we work on imbalances, of course, physical, emotional, mental. So the programs that we have running in our reality, we get to the root of them. And sometimes they're simple, and sometimes they're really complex. You can spend a whole session working through one particular belief. Anil Kumar, just email me after, email the email address, and we'll talk about our session. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of an experience, because you guys have sat through me talking for a really long time, and I'm sure you guys want to receive a little bit. So what I'm going to invite you to do is lean back and shut your eyes and start to switch off and just let go. You can just turn the mind off. Lie down, whatever feels good to you. I really want you to lean back as best as you can. Lying down is best. You don't have to be on camera if you don't want to. I'm just going to start getting you to notice your breathing. Maybe take a lovely few breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then a couple more times in through the nose and out through the mouth. Just come and land in your body. And I just invite you to let go of everything that's happened so far today. Everything that happened last week, last month. Just lovingly let it all go, knowing it doesn't matter in this moment. And you can let go of all expectations of what may happen later today, tomorrow, next month. Just lovingly detach, knowing that you can come back after the session. And just keep doing that lovely breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And I want you to start to consciously relax your forehead, relax your cheeks, your jaw, relax your mouth. Start to relax your neck. And just energetically just drop your shoulders, let them soften. Just feel the lovely weight and relaxation flowing through each of your arms all the way to the tips of your fingers. And just feel that lovely warmth and relaxation coming all the way down the front of your body, flowing down over your shoulders, down your upper back, your middle back, your lower back, coming into your sitting bones. And just heaviness and relaxation coming down each leg, all the way through the thighs, the calves, and out to the feet. And I've already done what we call the opening prayer before you guys came on the call. The opening prayer is to connect us together, connect to your body's consciousness, the healing team, and the divine. So everything's all ready to go. And what I'm going to do is tune in to what is needing. So I'm going to go into a Divine Healing Level 3 chart. And this is all about grounding the light. So we're not going to go into level 1. But as we go through a period of ascension on Earth, more and more light is coming in. It can feel really destabilizing. And often when we're doing a lot of emotional work and clearing, again, the light can come in and create a little bit of destabilization. So what I'm going to do is feel into what effect the light coming in is having on you as a group. And we're going to do a little bit of clearing for it, okay? So just allow yourselves to receive and lean back. It's your turn to receive. So I'm getting that there's some spiritual destabilization. There's some release happening in number 22. I'm just going through the numbers that come up for me. There's some psychic stuff coming through. A psychic effect. Some light body effect. Light body is our, it's our light body. It's very powerful. Some heart opening. And some toxic release. And the last one is a little bit of gravitational effects. So I'm going to find the source of this light, where it's coming from. So allow yourselves just to keep receiving. Notice how your body is feeling. I just got guided to do this chart, and we always trust in divine healing. What's meant to come up is meant to come up for the group. The source of light is another dimension. We're getting the 11th dimension. We're not here to rationally understand what that means, just to acknowledge it. So just allow yourselves to keep leaning back and receiving. And I'm going to do a command on everyone's behalf to help this light integrate. So we ask the healing team to balance and integrate these incoming energies and their effects in the highest and best good. We command the aligning of all energy bodies, chakras, meridians, nadis, cells, DNA, subatomics, and the light body to the new frequencies. We command the raising in frequency of the nervous and hormonal systems to fully accommodate the frequencies coming on, so we can flow within consciousness with grace and ease. We command the encoding of all appropriate frequencies required, be they mathematical, geometric, light, color, sound, or other, at whatever level, to allow the integration and grounding of these new energies in our consciousness, our reality, our relationships, and our connection to the truth of the I am. Thank you. And just allow that to shift. We're going to move on to a fear chart now that we've done a little bit of grounding and integration. In the fear chart, there's a huge list of fears we work on. I number that from. So I'm just going to tune into which fear is coming up as a group. I'm just going to scroll through them for people watching. Fear of dependency. Fear of dependency. So all I'm going to do is ask you guys to allow yourself to connect with that. Fear of dependency, being dependent on someone, something, maybe yourself. And we can interpret it in a way that connects with you. A fear of dependency, a fear of needing someone else, could be anything. And in a session, you get your client to talk about it with you, but we're not going to do that in a group. Go into our individual process for this. So fear of dependency. So just allow yourself to connect with that. Notice how it feels. Maybe you feel something in your body. Maybe you connect in a certain way. Just allow yourself to be very present with what comes up. Can you feel this fear in your life? How is it showing up? Where is it showing up? This fear. Is it showing up in your relationships, in your work, in your relationship with yourself, your spiritual connection, your career? Just allow yourself to resonate as deeply as you can, knowing there's no right or wrong way to feel this in divine healing. It might be that you feel something in your body. And if you do, I invite you to go a little bit deeper. Where is this fear showing up in your body? Is there a particular part of your fields or your body that is holding this fear? And what does it feel like? Does it have a particular color or a shape? Does it feel a certain way? I want you to notice if there's any emotions that feel connected to this fear, that are wanting to come up and be felt in this moment. Just be really conscious of what's coming up to be felt and just take your time. And this is all we do. We bring consciousness and awareness to this. And just notice if you have any judgment for having this fear, or any judgment of how this fear has been affecting you or holding you back in any way. And just keep breathing into the body, breathing into that part of the body that is holding this fear. And normally in divine healing, we find the original time. I don't tend to do this in these group webinars, but the original time could be in this lifetime, in the past lifetime. It's the point of origin. where the program got encoded. But with intention, we're going to do the release anyway. I'm getting that it's ready to clear. So what I'm going to get you to do is just stay in that soft space of consciousness and feeling. And we're going to say the command code all together. And make sure you guys are all muted so you can speak it out loud in your space. Yeah, I think you are. So you're going to repeat after me with real intention and meaning from your heart. Higher self, I welcome the awareness of this fear. You're going to speak this out loud, remember. So higher self, I welcome the awareness of this fear that has been holding me back. I lovingly let it go and command that it be cleared, balanced and released, and healed, and that the changes are integrated with grace and ease through all levels and dimensions, realities and universes, and timeframes. And we say thank you. And just allow that to just shift and settle. Take a few lovely deep breaths. Just notice how your body's feeling. And we're going to go straight into clearing some interference, which is always one of my favorite charts to do. So just stay in this lovely relaxed space. And what I'm going to do is tune into what interference is showing up the group. And then we're going to do a little bit of clearing. So I'm just number mapping to feel into what's there. And I've got a little bit of a main low frequency coming up as well. So we're going to tune into what that is and just bring awareness of it, which is sometimes what we do. So there's a low frequency energy of hurt under the surface showing up. So I want you to acknowledge there's an energy of hurt running under the surface in your life. And it can be anything. I just want you to connect with it in your own individual way and bring awareness to it. Main low frequency energy of hurt just under the surface. Maybe you can feel it, this energy of hurt somewhere in your body. Maybe it's feeling connected to an emotion that wants to come through. Just be very present with everything. We don't do the full clearing on this, but we're just acknowledging that it's there. And just bringing that awareness and compassion to that energy under the surface. And we're going to clear some earthbound souls that like to hang out in our energy fields when they're a little bit lost as to where to go next. This is quite common. They sometimes, when they die, they don't quite know where to go, and they hang around people who have had similar lives to them, because that's where it feels like home to them. But we don't need them in our feelings. They cause interference, and so we're going to release them, okay? So you might feel this for a little bit, or you might not. Everything goes in divine healing. So I'm going to say this one. I call Archangel Michael, Archangel Azrael, and the beings of light. Please create a tunnel of light to take these earthbound souls to their right and proper place. And we welcome any beings who know them to help and support this process. We speak to these souls. This is no longer your home. It is now time for you to leave the earth's vibrations. Turn and look around you. You will see a light. Go to the light. Go to the light now. The angels and your loved ones are waiting to lead you to your own appointed time and place. Go to the light. You are free and healed. Go now with our love and our blessings. And just allow ourselves to feel the shift, and we say thank you for your help and assistance with this. And we're going to release these low energies, low entities, without fear, without hate, just an invitation. We don't want you in our fields anymore. By yourself, please clear and remove all these low frequency energy beings, their attachments, and any residual energy at whatever level or dimension they reside. Please take them to their next high step where they will be made whole. And please make any necessary repairs to stabilize and secure this group's energy field and put up shields to prevent any further interference. Just feel that shift and we say thank you. So they've cleared, I checked. So now we say Purity Elohim, please break resonance, please. Seal the fields to stop them coming back in. Higher self, please raise the vibration of all the bodies to the maximum beneficial vibrations per second to maintain this clearing and keep the soul clear, aligned, and grounded. I'm doing a little bit of yawning, that's always a good sign. Thank you. Just going to double check with number mapping. Yep, all interference patterns are cleared. But we're going to do a little integration before we finish. And we're going to do a Z2 chart. The Z chart is little commands, little healing processes. I'm getting the letter K. Higher self, please let this group know themselves as a multi-dimensional being of light, 100% through all levels, layers, dimensions, and time frames, and keep the soul clear, aligned, and grounded. Thank you. I'm going to do one more because I do love a Zappic command code, but from Divine Healing Level 2. So I'm going to get you guys to speak this one out loud, okay? Healing team. Just going to repeat after me. Healing team. Open my heart to reveal and remove and release the barriers and resistances to love, to loving myself and to loving the world. Thank you. Settle. I'm going to get you guys to just come back nice and gently back into the space. Open your eyes when you feel ready. Oops, I'm going to start September then. And welcome back. That was just a little taste of divine healing. Work with different things in each session, each time. You work across all the different levels. Where we went into level 3, level 2, and level 1. Everything flows and connects. So if anyone wants to share how that was for them, anything felt particularly good or anything resonated, you're very welcome to. Or maybe you're just feeling a bit relaxed and calm, and that's okay as well. There's no pressure. Yeah, Amil Kumar, how are you doing?
Oh my God, it shook the earthquake out of me.
How are you feeling? Sorry, say that again.
I was like, it shook the earthquake out of me, literally.
Are you okay?
No, not still. Oh my God, it feels more and more tenser. Oh my God.
I'm sorry you're not feeling well.
I don't know what is this part of my soul contract? What?
You're just going through a tough physical time. This was just a little taster of some emotional
Oh my
programming
God.
under the surface. So
I know, but it is so dense. It is really so dense. It literally shook the earthquake out of me. I vomited twice.
yeah, so some deep stuff coming out. So just
Yeah.
try and look after yourself. Lots of water and rest, okay?
My God.
Okay.
Was this part of a soul contract that one signed up for?
I don't know. I don't have an answer for that right now. I don't know. It's a little complex with each person, what we're going through. I'm sorry you're not feeling well. I'm going to see how other people are doing because we're going to finish in a minute.
God.
Okay, I'm going to check in with someone else. Does anyone else want to share how they're doing, how they're feeling, how that was for them, if anything felt good, or you guys all cooked and happy? Okay. So I'm going to share the training dates, 10th, 13th of September. And Il Kumar, I'm just going to finish, okay? Because I want to finish on time for everyone. As I said, you can email with questions, but we're gonna complete the webinar now. All the details are on our website. You got it all here on our training page. And if you've got questions and you don't know how to answer them, you can email me. You can just go onto the contact just here and reach out, okay? As I said, the training is like a 4-day healing intensive. So you practice all the charts as a group or with pairs. So the way you learn is experiential. You're not just learning information and then going off into the real world and practicing it. You're doing it in a group. So it's 4 days and it's beautiful. There's lots of deep, deep shifts and revelations that people have. And it's very powerful. And you can see the testimonials from the training if you want to get a taste on our YouTube channel of how people actually experience training. Well, I think this is a little bit obvious, but it's a powerful healing tool. It's certified. We send you certificates, you can get insured. And this is not just for your clients. You can just do it for yourself. Lots of people do divine healing. They get the tool and they use it in their practice, or maybe they don't have a practice yet, or maybe they just want to start with themselves first to clear the way in order to do what they want to do, in order to do the work they came here to do. And so it's very joyful, deeply joyful, meaningful work. And I know this because I've been doing it for nearly 4 years. And this is reconnecting to trust and knowingness of who you are. This is what's going to bring your gifts and talents out of hiding, out of unworthiness. out of all the separation that's holding you back. And a lot of people who go into the healing work have a lot of karmic 9s and 7s. 7s, fear, persecution, judgment. They don't want to be seen. Probably from past lives of being burnt for being a witch and a healer. It's for a lot of women. So that's a really big one. So we're here to overcome all the limitations. We can actually step up and raise consciousness in the world and make a difference and reach people. And as we do this work, we become it. So we become empowered, we become expanded, we become joyful. And that's what this is. And I think we've crammed it in. You guys did great. I know it's always a little bit of a rush to fit everything in, but you're all still here. I don't know why you're screen sharing. Okay, let's come back into the meeting. I don't know why you're screen sharing. I'm just gonna, I don't know why that's happened. Can everyone see the main screen with everyone's faces on? Okay, perfect. Okay, does anyone have any questions before I let you all go and enjoy the rest of your day? Or any feedback or anything you want to? I mean, Nicolas, let me just see if anyone else has a question because we just had a little chat. Everyone doing okay? If you've got any questions, you're very welcome to email me. I get it, everyone's a bit tired. We've done a lot of information. I hope that resonated. I hope that helped you in some way on your growth and healing journey. Yep, just let us know if you've got any questions, okay? And otherwise, have a beautiful rest of your day. Maybe we'll see you next time, okay? Yay, Julia, thank you. Okay, we'll see you guys soon. I'm going to finish now. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye, Kristen. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you so
You're
much.
so welcome, Danielle. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Sarah.